Now, listen, you guys, today I'm coming with different energy. I am here to give all Nicki Minaj haters their flowers because they certainly deserve those flowers. It takes a lot to be a Nicki Minaj hater. And in this video, I just want to salute them because imagine pretending that Band from New Orleans is not the remix is not a good song. It takes a lot of dedication. And like I said, I salute you guys for that. Now, we're also going to be talking about Nicki Minaj already reaching #1 on iTunes. And it seems like there's something that is going on with Bongo 2 fans and Cousin Sloth fans. They feel like Bongo 2 is getting robbed by Cousin Sloth. And we're also going to be talking about the Transformer fans. These are the people that I'm saying they deserve flowers because somewhere in their heads, they have convinced themselves that Nicki Minaj released this remix because the Transformer said that she's done with the album on Twitter. Like, you guys, we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to be discussing about Akademiks letting us know how his conversation with Dave Free went when he went to that Kendrick concert. It seems like, well, he was heavily offended. And it's making me question, do they polarize people and were they trying to do that with Akademiks? Meanwhile, Ciara is facing a lot of backlash because of that Jim Jones comment that she made encouraging marriage. And these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let me start with the haters, okay? Because this is your video, this is dedicated for you. I just want to appreciate you today. Today is your day because I have realized whilst I was scrolling through Twitter that you guys do not have it the easiest at all. Being a hater of somebody that actually sucks doesn't require much effort. But imagine being a hater of somebody who's good at what they do to the point where they're unmatched. Imagine trying to find fault in a verse like like Band from New Orleans, Nicki Minaj's part in there. Imagine scrambling and trying to look for digs in a flawless song like that. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of dedication. So I truly salute you for that. That's number one. Number two, I've been seeing the narratives now. They are running with, oh my God, recycling the same bars. And when you ask them, okay, what bars are they? They don't even know what they're talking about. As soon as they hear the word son, they hear the word mother, they automatically think that it's the same bar. It's the same bar. Because when you ask them, okay, which bar are you talking about? Because in this particular song, Nick is actually saying that I'm not your mother. Don't call me mother. So I don't see how that is a recycle. If anything, this is a shift in perspective. She's tired of mothering these etches. Okay, I was about to say the whole word, but you get what I mean. And the nail in the coffin for me is the fact that, well, it's Megan the Stallion fans that are talking about recycling bars and sounding the same and the same flow. And I'm like, I know you guys are not talking. Like, why are you so dedicated to publishing your foolishness for the world to see? There is nothing wrong with being daft and dense. It happens. We do not all have the same IQ, and I totally understand that. The problem comes when you display your stupidity for the entire world. That's where my issue is. Because you cannot tell me that anybody who's sane listened to Band from New Orleans and came up with the conclusion that it's the same lyrics and it's the same flow and it's not a good song. There are no. Yo. It has to be stressful being haters like that. Still speaking about haters, let us talk about the blogs themselves. Now, your main Instagram blogs, they're out there, they're not saying anything about the song. It seems like they might have been given a gig order, an unofficial gig order from Fraudulent Nation to say that when Nicki Minaj drops something, do not post it, do not say anything about it, act like it doesn't exist. And the other blog was out there posting it, posting the remix with a messy caption, which had a lot of people confused a lot of people really didn't understand that, it was actually a remix that Nicki Minaj was talking about in that tweet about Shannon. They decided to just take the tweet and, just insert it and make it seem like Nicki is just coming for Shannon and she's not being playful about the bad that she had inserted in a song. Messy, messy, messy. But one thing about it is, who God bless no man can curse. Like, well, not me trying to sound Jamaican. That went south really fast. But you got what I'm saying. Anyway, still speaking about the same song, a massive congratulations to Nicki Minaj, because once again she has debuted at number one, on iTunes, and that makes her the rapper with the most number one debuts on iTunes, and the first female rapper to debut on number one, on the US, iTunes chart in 2025. And congratulations to Nicki Minaj for that. You cannot ignore greatness, okay? You can buy all the blogs, you can do all of these theatrics and the drama and stuff like that. But one thing about it is, like I said, if God says yes, no man can say no. Not even Fraudulent Nation, not even Dave Free. Oh my God, Dave Free is now catching strays for what, really? I'm just being dramatic. Anyway, let us move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. The Transformer fans are now convinced that, well, Nicki Minaj is out there putting out music because, well, the Transformer yesterday said that her album is done and that she has submitted the album to Atlantic. So I'm just like, I'm impressed, because you guys really think that Nicki has those superpowers to say that after the Transformer did her little space and was talking about being done with the album, she went and recorded that and recorded that song, and Tate and Juice mastered the song, and then it was enough, they submitted it. I'm just looking at them like, really, you guys? Because there's literally less than 10-hour difference, a 10-hour difference between the time that the Transformer said that she is done with the album and the song actually dropping. So Nicki Minaj, the superwoman that you are, wow, I'm impressed that these people really do think that she has such superpowers. Please stop with the delusion. How many times has your favorite claimed, she was done with the album? And so everybody has to be on standstill because your favorite is still hallucinating and daydreaming about the album. The next thing that we are going to be talking about. Okay, you guys, just a little quick inset. It seems like, well, just coming in, the Transformer might have admitted that there is a little bit of shelving that is happening with Atlantic. This is what she decided to tweet. She said, "I'm going live about Atlantic at 3." And then somebody said, "Oh dear, what happened? OMG." And then she said, "I'm being tried by these new people and I'm not doing nothing no more." Okay. So, of course, people are like, what is happening? Yesterday, she came out here and she indirectly said that, well, she had done her part, but everything that was left was up to the record label, to do their own part. It seems like maybe they are not happy with whatever album she submitted. Maybe they asked her to redo and stuff like that. And yeah, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. People were beginning to notice also that the timing is a little bit interesting, given that, well, this is the day that Nicki drops and in she's coming. Personally, I feel like this has been an ongoing thing. I don't think that directly she has done it to try and take the shine away from Nicki Minaj or anything like that. I feel like this is something that has been brewing, and Nicki dropping just kind of shook her up a little bit to realize that actually, people are moving on with their lives and their careers, and Atlantic is not pleased by me at anymore. I'm not blaming also Atlantic at the end of the day. There has been a huge gap between her last album and this current one, and the atmosphere is definitely different. And Shea Butter Twitter acts like they're on her side, but truth be told, if Doechii is put here and she's here as well, Shea Butter Twitter today will pick Doechii over her anytime. And I think the record label kind of does know it. And I've been saying it on this channel over and over again that oftentimes artists really speak up, years later after the entire situation. And I don't think that she's mentally stable, not stable. She's mentally in a position to be feuding with a corporate like Atlantic publicly right now, given the divorce that is also just going on. She has a lot on her plate. And if we're going to be human, I think it's not a smart idea for her to come online and go back and forth with these people. She has a lot going on. She may be out there on the board twerking and all of these things, but the reality of it is a lot is going on in as far as her life is concerned. So yeah, shout out to whoever advised her against this. And that being said, like I said, the people that she now has at Atlantic are new people, so she cannot hold the H train over their heads to say that, oh well, back in the day you were pillow talking me and you were saying that we're gonna end Nicki Minaj and you did this to sabotage Nicki Minaj, because this is a whole new pack of executives. So she doesn't really have that negotiating power and that blackmailing power as she used to have. And also, that being said, we kind of called it. We saw this coming. I mean, if a record label like UMG is able to go against a cash cow of theirs, Drake, just because they don't want to negotiate a contract that would benefit him more, imagine if that can happen to Drake. Why would you think that record labels will not treat you the same, or why would you think that you're special? And this is exactly what Nicki is out there trying to tell these females, and they don't listen until it gets to this point. So let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about everything that is going down. Let's get back to the normal video. I'm sorry, I just had to quickly. Let us talk about Cousin Sloth and, of course, Bongo 2 fans. I'm talking about Megan the Stallion and, of course, Glorilla. Glorilla has been elevating in as far as her performance is concerned. Her fashion sense even is concerned. She has been elevating, and I've been seeing her tap into the more grown, look and stuff like that. She's been, evolving in her artistry. But the evolution that I don't appreciate with Glorilla is the evolution of a flow on Typer, the recent song that she dropped. I mean, I said it even before the song flopped on Spotify. I told you that I felt like she had taken Bongo 2 flow. It was a Megan flow. And whenever you see yourself departing from who you truly are, chances are you're not going to make it, because already Megan is there. There's no need to recreate her flow again, because she's already, in existence, if you know what I'm saying. So that one I am not a fan of. But Bongo 2 fans themselves, I mean Megan the Stallion fans, they feel like Cousin Sloth is stealing everything that belongs to Megan, to her entire identity. After the BET performance from Glorilla, which I absolutely loved, I felt like she aced that. They feel like, well, she is copying Megan. They are accusing Glorilla of copying Megan, and I looked at that and I was like, Megan is the first woman to tap dance. Really? I didn't realize that. And that coat that Cousin Sloth was wearing, Megan was the first woman to ever wear it. I can get it when you talk about the flow itself and shaking the bum bums, the cakes and all. But everybody, people have been shaking cake, okay? Cousin Sloth just hasn't been doing it. I don't know, you guys. Anyway, I do not have a dog in this fight between Bongo 2 fans and Cousin Sloth fans. But just let me know in the comment section. Do you think that they make sense when they say that Cousin Sloth is stealing everything that sets Megan apart? Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, let us talk about Nicki Minaj. Just this morning, I was talking to the Marcus mom, on Instagram, and she was like, "Oh, did you realize that Lil Wayne is out there not responding to what Nicki had said, after the release of their remix?" And Nicki had wrote a very heartwarming post in appreciation of Lil Wayne. And this is what she said after Lil Wayne posted, of course, about the remix. She said, Mula Baby, Queen and the Goat. Hashtag banned from New Orleans remix. Shout out to the people for still supporting Young Money after all these years. We love you. We appreciate you. And again, to this man for changing my life forever. And this was Nicki thanking Lil Wayne. And so people were like, oh my God, where is Lil Wayne's response to this? Why is he not saying anything and stuff? And I will say that it's not everybody who has the heart that Nicki Minaj has. I do believe that behind the scenes, these guys know her heart and know her loyalty, and she's just generally a very grateful person. I feel like when she looks at Lil Wayne, he can never do any wrong. in her eyes, which is something that is rare nowadays because people have a lot of entitlement. But you can tell when she looks at Lil Wayne, all she sees is somebody who gave her an opportunity when no one else was giving her an opportunity. And so, for that reason, honestly, whether Lil Wayne responds or not, she will forever be grateful. And grateful people keep getting blessed. That's all I have to say about that entire thing. The fact that she was able to come through for Lil Wayne even like this, and she's still fighting his battles, the NFL line that people are out there dragging her for, she does not care about performing at the Super Bowl, but she's doing it on behalf of her brother. That just goes to show you the kind of person that she is. Even when the entire industry is against her, she's like, listen, I do not care about what's trending. I'm going to stay true to who I am and where I come from as an artist, and I love her for that. The next thing that we're going to be talking about, Akademiks is out there outing. If there is one person who will sing if you talk to him, it's Akademiks. I do not know if it's a bad thing or a good thing, but Akademiks, trust me, you will come on stream and he will tell the people what you said. So Akademiks went, to Kendrick Lamar's show, one of Kendrick Lamar's shows, and he is alleging that he had a conversation with Dave Free, Kendrick's bestie, and Dave Free was out there saying some offensive stuff to him, when he was asking him, well, why do you go so hard for Drake? Are they paying you? That's very offensive. People are entitled to have different opinions. And the fact that they feel so entitled to people's opinions to the extent that, well, whenever somebody has got a different opinion about their movement, they automatically rush to, are they paying you? Are you paying the people that are supporting you? That's the question now that I want to ask. Because for you to be well aware that there is a possibility that Akademiks was paid, are you paying these people that we see rallying behind you? And if Akademiks had said yes, what was going to happen? Were you guys going to offer him a better, to give him a better offer? Were you guys going to do that? Because that is an odd question to be asking the media. So who are you guys paying if you think that Drake is also paying? There are people that are just lovable without even paying. Like, I love sometimes when some of you come here and they're like, well, you always support Nicki Minaj. She must be paying you. I hope she's paying you. I hope. No, she's not. I would want payment if I was lying. Of course, if you want me to come on here and say that, the Transformer is the greatest lyricist of all time, I would expect payment because I would be lying. You get it? Well, Nicki better be paying your bills. I think Nicki is paying your bills. You're getting paid by Nicki. Meanwhile, I don't even interact with her directly. Even on Station Head, when I listen to her Station Head, I avoid to even comment from my T-Plug page because I don't want you guys to associate me with her to the point where you will start saying, well, she got sent by Nicki Minaj. I do not know this woman. But it's because I'm not lying. Like I told you, today's song that she released, it's an amazing song. I don't need to be paid to speak my truth. Payments are only required when people are lying and are trying to push a narrative. That's when you pay people. So I do get why Akademiks felt offended by this. But let me just insert what they had to say, and then I'll catch you after that.
To me, he said, Act, why you put that boy on your stream? He got me in Drake's case. And I said, dog, you know I've put people on stream that accuse Drake of whatever. You see, that's the thing that, I stand full steadfast on that. I put somebody on my stream named Julian. He said Drake scammed him of millions of dollars. Then you had the K-bots who said Drake killed him. That didn't help Drake. But what am I? I'm a media outlet. So I was telling fair is fair. I was like, listen, the person who introduced me to the person who said that you paid for bodice streams, I said he's friends of, and I'm gonna redact names here. He's friends of people that y'all know, not friends of Drake. Because I don't know if y'all think he like planted him there. Then, and this is the last time I said, I'm probably gonna get off. Dave Free had a moment. He asked me, he said, Ack, He said, what are you getting from this? He says, is he paying you? And that was the most insulting thing and I had conversations with these men for a while. But the very idea that I was like a purchasable commodity was so disgusting. I reminded him, I said, I've been doing this for over 10 years. I've been doing this for over 15 years. How did you think I became me? I said, you knew about me before this shit. How did you think did you think I was a cheap hoe that just could be bought? That was the most insulting thing I could have heard, because his idea was, well, if you're not getting paid by this guy, if Drake ain't paying you, why do you lean that much in that direction? And I was like, huh? I've never gotten, like, the people who I've defended the most, I've never gotten paid from. A platform benefit? Yeah, of course. But again, like, we don't do pay for play. Like, you can't buy my opinion. I've always said, the moment you can buy my opinion, I don't matter. The moment you could buy my opinion, I don't matter. Y'all seen Lil Baby was one of my favorite artists. He was my top 3 artists. The nigga dissed me on his album, and I just had to do it. I went on a whole campaign against him. I didn't want to do that. But that's integrity. That's morals. I was getting money with QC. I could have said, well, fuck that. The money's too good. Fuck no. So, that was something that I was a little taken aback by, because I couldn't believe it. And I think Dave Free's a very intelligent guy. I couldn't believe he thought that I was getting paid to maybe have the opinions or the POV that I have. Like, I could be a pawn for Drake or anybody else. That just wouldn't happen. Nevertheless, there was some good conversations. I've gotten, I got Anthony's contact, and hopefully, I told him, I said, listen, throughout the battle, we probably definitely came off very biased, not only because I like Drake and he's my favorite rapper, and anytime my favorite rapper is going against another person, if he's my favorite rapper, I'm going to say my favorite rapper is going to win. But you guys lost communications with us at that time, because again, whether I preferred Drake or not, if you choose to not clear anything up, like today we're talking, they mentioned a few things I didn't know. But when you choose not to involve yourself in clarifying the narrative gets written without you. It always happens like that. I'm in the media. I know how it goes. So, hopefully, my stance won't change. Drake's my favorite rapper. It won't change ever. Okay. Even if me and Drake beefing, well, depend on what beef. Because when I hate a nigga, I really hate a nigga. But, yeah, there's no money that somebody could pay me to like make somebody else my favorite rapper. And I hope y'all know that. I'm just a person who like Drake. And his music. That's what I mean. His music. Because
Well, there you heard that, you guys. I'm sorry, some of the topics that I have not covered. I realized that because of the inset, the video became way too long. So I just had to cut out some of my original recordings. Hopefully, I'll be able to insert those other topics in tomorrow's video. That being said, thank you very much, you guys, for watching. And do not forget to subscribe. Until my next one, see you.